Hello. So this is about self-regulation. It's aimed a lot at kids, and it mentions kids a lot, but I think it's a skill that some adults could use too. So, learning to regulate behavior and emotion is a skill we develop over time. From a young age, we're faced with experiences that test and refine our ability to gain a sense of control over difficult situations. In children, self-regulation may look like learning to respond appropriately to disappointment rather than having a temper tantrum, or asking for help when feeling stressed rather than having a meltdown. Both of these examples illustrate the need for self regulation skills. Self regulation is the act of managing thoughts and feelings to enable goal directed actions. So, what's self regulation in psychology? In the world of education and psychology, self control and self regulation are often used together, but they're actually quite different in terms of what they mean. Self control is an active behavior. It's primary it's primarily considered a social skill when it comes to kids. Self control is about inhibiting impulses. Self regulation, however, allows kids to manage their behaviors, body movements, and emotions while still focusing on the task at hand. While self regulation skills are working, a child can identify the cause, reduce the intensity of the impulse, and possibly know how to resist acting on it. In a broader sense, having self regulation skills is what allows kids to have self control. A pediatric mental health expert named Dr. Roseanne Campana Hodge, and the author describes self regulation as their ability to put or brakes on and stay on the course in pursuit of a goal or when completing a task. In other words, when it comes to controlling our behavior, self regulation is about pumping the brakes or shifting gears, whatever the situation is. Emotional regulation has to do with being in a balanced emotional state so that you don't react so strongly or not enough in more challenging situations. That means a child is calmer and reacts less strongly to demands and stressors. So, how do kids learn self regulation? The majority of children appear to demonstrate rapid gains in behavioral self regulation skills from the ages of 3 to 7, and even more so during the preschool years. Knowing how kids gain these skills is what helps parents teach and reinforce them at home. Children learn to regulate their emotions and behaviors through a trial and error process. How they approach problem solving and learn from their mistakes and the reactions they get from others has a lot to do with how they learn to self regulate. For example, toddlers rely on their parents to help navigate situations that require behavioral, emotional, and social regulation. They learn these skills over time. One of Campana Hodges, which is the pediatrician I mentioned earlier, favorite ways to teach self-regulation skills is to set up an obstacle course that creates a mix of physical challenges and fun. With an obstacle course, children learn to tolerate stress, think in advance, and problem solve, all while having fun. Christopher Kearney, an expert in psychology and clinical child psychology, and a professor of psychology at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, says kids also naturally learn self-regulation. They do so as they mature and have more experiences handling difficult situations, as well as when they receive feedback from others and how to appropriately behave and express oneself in various situations. To teach self-regulation, methods such as feedback, role-playing, relaxation training, and extensive practice in unpredictable and fluctuating circumstances help teach kids the skills they need to regulate emotion and behavior. Parents play a significant role in teaching self-regulation skills. That's why it's incredibly important for parents to let kids explore their environment and attempt problem solving on their own. At the same time, parents should guide and provide positive feedback at a child's attempt to manage their own behavioral and emotions. In one example they give here says, I saw that was very frustrating for you, but you waited your turn, and look what a great time you had. So, What causes impaired or reduced self-regulation in children and adolescents? According to Kapana Hodge, having a clinical or neurological issue as well as limited opportunities for independent practice are two reasons why children or adolescents struggle with self-regulations. She explains that conditions such as ADHD, anxiety, autism, learning disabilities, etc., all affect how the brain regulates its brainwaves. That in turn affects how one self-regulates behavior and emotion. These conditions can make it harder for one to not only apply the breaks-in situation where the interest is low, but also can interfere with one's ability to even recognize when you need it. Kearney points out that some children are born with a temperament that's highly reactive to new or novel situations. These children also get upset more easily and stay upset longer, more than most kids their age. Benefits of improving self-regulation skills. There are so many benefits of improving a child's self-regulation skills. The most significant could be improving stress tolerance. In a world filled with stress, more and more children are having trouble with self-regulation. And without an ability to regulate your behaviors and emotions, not only will you experience more stress, you are more likely to react to stress over and over. That said, when you teach the brain to self-regulate, you can focus better and be calm. What that means for your child, she explains, is more connected, a better independent problem solver, happier. Research shows that the role of self-regulation includes executive functions as well as social and emotional regulation abilities. Can make a significant difference in school readiness and early school achievement. This research aligns with Kearney's expert opinion that better self-regulation allows for better functioning in social and academic settings, such as engaging in conversations, focusing on tasks, cooperating and playing well with others, and making friends. So, tips for parents to help manage and teach kids self-regulation skills. Parents are one of the most influential teachers in their child's life, especially when it comes to self-regulation. The Child Mind Institute says one way parents can teach self-regulation skills is to isolate the skill you want to teach and then provide practice. So there's some tips here. So provide a warm and responsive relationship. Structure the environment so self-regulation is manageable. Teach and coach self-regulation skills by providing opportunities for practice and through modeling and instruction. Intentionally model, monitor, and coach targeted self-regulation skills. So the takeaway is providing a safe and supportive environment for your child to learn and practice self-regulation skills is key to helping them experience success in life. This is especially the case if they experience sensory overload or issues with executive functions. As a parent, one of your roles is to help your child work on self-awareness and provide feedback so they can find new ways to cope with frustration. So, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.